It's your boy. Yo, I took like extra time to put this video out so I could like soak it in and then literally do it the next day, you know what I mean, when I thought about it properly. Because sometimes when you do a video, you just go on emotion and stuff like that, and it's not like you're not saying the right things, but you just overreact with some things, innit? So I thought let me do it next day where I've watched it again, highlights and stuff, and take it in properly. So like this is the best way to do it. Let's start with, because there's positive and negatives, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go over. So we'll start with the positives first, yeah? Obviously, how many times have we gone to City and game's over quickly, you know what I mean, we're 2 down, we're 3 down, and then it's just like, look, we just don't get embarrassed, innit? And we have been embarrassed. A lot of times we've gone to Etihad, we've been embarrassed. Come out of there and you don't want to watch the games again on Match of the Day, you don't want to watch the highlights, stuff like that. So, massive positive is we went there, we looked solid, miles better defensively. It was hard for them to break us down. One time the game plan, and one time the tactics and the determination to get to the ball and how good they were defensively, one time it went wrong. That's when they got in for the goal, broke the lines with a pass which we've been intercepting before that. Got to Aguero went through to Foden, Bellerin weak defending there. That's nothing to do with tactics, manager, nothing like that. That's just, he got it wrong. You know what I mean? He's gone in, he should have stood his ground and seen it on his weaker foot, and Foden don't get in like that. Yeah, he's turned him too easy. So that's a personnel mistake, you know what I mean? That's Bellerin. But yeah, obviously it was solid. Gabriel again, just showing how good this transfer has been. You know what I mean? For 30 million, look what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? Every game he's coming in, top performances, yeah? Him and Louise, and can't fault him in that game. Do you know what I mean? Defensively, we was sound, yeah? Apart from that one mistake. Even in the game, look, we had chances. Saka's, it's just good keeping from Edison. You know what I mean? That's just a top keeper coming out, making himself big, comes off his shoulder. You know what I mean? Then Abba's chance. Like, if I'm being critical at Abba because he's a world-class striker, I want him to do better there, yeah? But he's still good keeper from Edison, coming out quickly, not allowing you to think for a second so he can't get the goal. But I still think Abba could score that, yeah, because I know how good my man is, yeah, so I've got a high expectancy of him, you know what I mean? But obviously, so we got chances. If you put them away, it's a different game. The game changes. ManCity start thinking them problems are coming back, what they've already had this season, or we can't see a game out, and now we're level or we're behind or whatever, and that's where you make them be nervous, you know what I mean? Because they start thinking, this is what happened against Leicester, against Leeds, you know, when all them games start coming back in head, and they're thinking, oh, it's another one where we might not pick up maximum points, but they didn't go in. But then, is there any more positives than that? Yeah, and we just stopped them from having that many shots in the second half. Obviously, Leno wasn't busy, you know what I mean? We stopped them from having clear-cut chances. A lot of the time, they have to shoot from far out, and when you're making Man City shoot from far out, that's when you're doing something right, because they want to try walk it in and get the perfect goal, but they couldn't get that. On to the negatives now. Look, I back Arteta to the fullest. My dog. Arteta's, you know what I mean? I'm behind him. Process fully. But you can still say when he's done wrong. Substitutions. Forget that. The lineup. Yeah? For me, I wanted Partey to start. I was screaming out for Partey to start. I've been raving about him this week. Doing the songs, doing everything, yeah? Put him in. Throw him in. Yeah? What's the worst that can happen? Because I guarantee you do better than what I seen from them, man, in the centre. And especially in that first half, I think both of them, Xhaka and Ceballos, just not putting a foot in, hard tackle. Yeah, dangling feet like this. That's the one thing that pisses me off to the maximum when I see people go for a tackle and it's just half-hearted, just dangling a foot there. From the first minute, go in, take the ball and the man, send them up in the air and let them know that, yo, we're not fucking about, yeah? We come to play. We come to take over this midfield, and I didn't get that. And I know if Partey are in there, my man's doing that. You know what I mean? Because that's what he's for. Look, he gets he got a lot of cards in Atletico and stuff like that, yeah, but that's because he's physical. Do you know what I mean? He roughs man up in there, and they would have thought, rah, I never played against my man before, do you know what I mean? This could be a different game, yeah? Especially not having De Bruyne there. That midfield were there for the taking. We could have got best of that midfield, but we didn't. Yeah, and especially in the first half, I thought that were pretty weak. So I wasn't happy with that. Abba, it looked, when I seen it on Sky Sports, how they've laid it out, they put Abba through the middle, so I'm thinking, yeah, man, that's what I wanted to see. Our best striker, our world-class player through the middle. But then, he's on the wing. All the time he's on the wing, and Willian's through the middle. So I'm thinking, nah, surely there's something wrong here, you know what I mean? Surely they're going to switch in a minute, and he didn't switch. Why would you play someone who's not a striker through the middle when you've got striking options on the bench, or you've got Abba, the best striker that we've got, do you know what I mean, who can be clinical in moments? Why is he pushed out as a winger? So many times I'm seeing him on the wing, and he's not a player who's going to pick the ball up, yeah, take bare man on and do something. He's not that type of player. He's a clinical finisher, you know what I mean? Get it out of his feet, bang. So when you're putting him on the wing, what do you expect him to do? He's putting crosses in. Them crosses should be coming to him. Them through balls should be coming to him, not he should be putting in for next man. Do you get what I mean? Like, we try to make my man a left winger now. Do you know what I mean? That's not his thing. So there's no point having him there. You might as well not have a player there, because he's not going to do anything in them positions, yeah? For me, I would have took Abba. I would have said to him, stay on Diaz all game. Give him problems, because we don't even know how good this guy is. We still don't know how good he is, because a lot of the stuff he had to deal with was in front of him. He can just bang, clear it. When you got behind him, them few times, he give fouls away. You know what I mean? He looked a bit like, yeah, you can get at him. Why is Abba on Walker? You need to, if you're going to get someone to be next to Walker, you need someone like Saka who can twist and turn, my man. Make him go out of position, because he's not the best at that. He's not the best at when you turn him here and get him, and, you know, agile and like that. When you twist and turn him, yeah, he struggles. But when you're doing it out, just straight pace with him, there's not many people who can beat him. I think Abba could get the best of him, but not all game. Maybe once or twice. But I think that were wrong for Arteta. So, you know what I mean? He's got to look at that, and he's got to fix that up massively going forward. Just like Vardy did when they played Leicester, he stayed on the last man, and as soon as them balls come, nicked him first, bang, they give penalties away, took his leg because they can't deal with it. That's what I would have expected Arteta to tell Abba to do, but he didn't. He tried something and it failed, yeah, and never do that again. You can never do that again. You got to learn from stuff, yeah. That's what it is. He's still early on in his managing career, but you've got to learn from stuff in it, yeah. Again, just like the Liverpool game, there were stages in it where, yeah, manage the game, be a bit more, be defensive, but then there's certain parts where you're desperate to get something out of the game. You've got to throw everything at it. Everything at it. You've got to just, sometimes your game plan has to change, and you think, you know what, we just go for broke now. We just put balls in a box, we make it ugly, we do whatever, because the game plan hasn't worked for up to 80 minutes. So when it's last 5 minutes, you've got to do something different. You know what I mean? You've got to do what you can to get something out of the game. And then we come out of it and we say, you know what? We dug in at the end and we got something, and it's a different interviews, a different ways that people are breaking down the game. It's totally different. So, yeah, with that, obviously, he was going to change the formation, because I seen it at the start that he wanted two at the back. He wanted Holding and Gabriel. Injury to Holding changes everything, because he doesn't trust Luiz in a two. Who does? Who trusts Luiz in a two? Last time he was in a two, look what happened. Calamity show. You know what I mean? When we played Man City, the last time he was at Etihad, what happened? Calamity show. Turned into It the Clown. All them mistakes. Game's over in 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So, he didn't trust him. But the thing is, if you're going forward, yeah, and you've got someone you don't trust in a two, then that's not good, man, because Luiz can't play then. Because I want him to switch his formation now. Next games, he's got to come out of this three at the back business. I get it with Man City, there was an injury, so he thought, let's go back to type what we know. Yeah? But he needs to change that. Against Leicester, two at the back, 4-3-3 formation for me. attacking from the start. If you're putting Aber through middle, then Laka's on bench. If you're not, Laka has to start. Don't try none of this false nine business and all this. Yeah, put my man up front or Aber up front or Nketiah if you want to bring him in. But for me, he's a super sub. Is Nketiah? He's a super sub. He comes on, he gets goals, poaching and shit like that. But he's not someone who's gonna make something happen. He's better when he comes on the pitch and the game's open and he can get in there and get a goal. So yeah, he made mistakes with that. I mean, and then he didn't start Partey, but come on, man, giving him what? What did he get, man? 8 minutes. What was it? Less than that, whatever it was. He's not going to do nothing in that time. Do you know what I mean? He's not a striker you're putting on, is he? You know what I mean? Like, you need to give him more time than that, man. That's what disappointed me the most, yeah, because I'm thinking, come on, I'm screaming for it at 60 minutes, 65 minutes. Like, come on, party time. Yeah, man. Got a drink and that. 70 minutes, still not on. 80 minutes, come on, bro. Then he puts him on. And I'm thinking, you know what I mean? People would have forgived you a little bit if he come on. For me, I would have done it at half-time. I seen enough in that midfield. I knew it wasn't working. I would have took Xhaka off because I think Ceballos were better than him in first half. And I would have put Partey in there. And you would have seen it. And definitely would have seen a different half. Because as soon as Partey came on, first time he's picked the ball up, he made a run. Drove through the midfield, took a few man out of the game because with his pace, put the ball in and something happened. If you had that a few more times in the game, him just running and powerhousing through midfield, stuff would have happened, man. I'm not saying the result would have been different, who knows, but it would have been, we would have made more chances, we would have definitely scored in the game, 100%. And yeah, it's just, on a whole, man, it's frustrating, innit? Because it's nowhere near the best City team we've ever played. Nowhere near. They've started off shaky the season, and I feel like definitely a draw. There was enough to get a draw out of the game and get something away from home, but we want our day again. Now let's move on to referee. Fucking hell, man. We're talking about this shit too much this season. Bad decisions. How is that not a penalty on Gabriel? Walker puts his foot in the eye. I've seen them given loads of times. Anywhere else on the pitch, foul, maybe a card. So why not in the box? Why is it different in the box? They need to cut this shit out now, yeah? Because too many times this is happening to Arsenal, man. Too many times. They didn't even go to VAR. They didn't even go and check it. Just be consistent in it. If you're going to do something in one game, do it in the next game. Don't just make stuff up or freestyle it. Oh yeah, I don't think that will leave it. That's your job, man. Whoever's there, sat there looking, that's your job. Do it in it. At least look at it. Take a bit of time. Show the managers you've looked at it, and then if you come out of a decision, fair enough. But don't even look at it, man. Do you know what I mean? That can be the difference between getting points sometimes and not. You look at the Leicester game. They got 3 penalties in that game. All of them checked, looked into properly, and that's how they got their points in it. Do you know what I mean? You just got to be consistent with it, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not the reason we lost, but it doesn't help us either. Sometimes when you're not playing the best, or it's not going for you, and you're getting a bit frustrated, and you get a decision, it can change the game. You need luck sometimes. You need help, as well as putting your own performances in. And we're not getting that consistency from the officials, man. Come on. Do you know what I mean? Look, another tackle there. I can't remember who it was now, but there was a bad challenge on man's Achilles and that. Do you know what I mean? Another one should be a red. Do you know what I mean? They're bad boy injuries, yo. I've had them playing football. I've had it where man's have come back of your ankle on there, yeah, and it's a killer. And luckily, I had no big injury from it. But if you do, it's a long time out, yo. Need to be looking at these things. Another thing, just look at it, innit? Look at it in VAR and see. Take it to VAR and have a look, at least. That's all we're asking, man. Look, because you're doing. Other teams do it, and some teams aren't getting it. Why is that? That's not right, man. Do you know what I mean? It's meant to be fair for every team in the league. So, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things, but you know, it's not the worst performance I've ever seen going to City. I've seen ones where I won't even be doing videos after, because it's embarrassment. That's not embarrassment, but it's just we've got to be more positive going forward, man. Got to be. And if we're gonna bring, you know, if you're gonna get Aber in the game, or people criticising Aber now, listen, don't come with that shit, yeah, because these men were pulling out Vaseline, having a wank for my man. Before, when he signed that contract, don't give me no bollocks, yeah. Won his trophy single-handedly. What he did in FA Cups and that, so don't come with that. Don't come with that, yeah. Do you know what I mean? World-class players. Stop being reactionary, man. Do you know what I mean? Can't be like, all of my man, calling him the king, everything, and then saying, oh, he should be dropped at bench. He's smoking some next drugs. Listen, don't be like that, yeah. I hate fans like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can criticise a manager, you can criticise players for that certain game. Don't mean you don't like them, but don't come with that next shit, yeah. Because I hate that as a fan base. Can't stand Arsenal fans that do that, because that's not right, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It can't be all good or all nothing. There's sometimes in between where you look at it and say, yeah, look at it a bit rational, do you know what I mean? That's what we need to be, so don't come with this shit, because it blags the fuck out of me. But anyway, we move. Europa League on Thursday, you know what I mean? I don't know, we're playing some farmers or whatever, yeah? Just switch the team up and that, and then we go to Leicester. And I've got to see a formation change. I've got to see a positive from the start. Going at them from the start, I have to see it. Come on, let's move, yeah? We're Arsenal through and through. Let's move and let's go and beat Leicester, beat Man United, yeah? And set something in this season. Come on.